Hi guys, so this has been a long time coming. It's been over a year since I've done this, and I'm not sure, obviously I've taken like a year off from posting anything, not that anyone cares. But I've been really wanting to start just at least using my collection channel as like kind of like a more of like a record log of my K-pop journey, and more just like seeing how my collection's grown and changed. So again, I'm not sure how many videos I'll be posting. I might post some unboxings because I have been doing some like unboxings just because they're like important to me, that I want to like see my raw reactions when I unbox some albums. And I might do some photocard storings. I haven't decided yet. I become a little more like, sometimes I collect a lot in a month, and I don't really collect a lot in a month. Like I'm not like getting a steady amount of photocards. I feel like I need to do photocard storing. So I haven't done that yet. I might do one for the coming month because I'm going to be getting a lot of my Stray Kids Karma PCs, and I'm planning on purchasing and ordering some seeds from Poke Market, so that will be like 15 plus photocards just there. But again, it's also not like really needed, so we'll see what I end up actually like deciding on. But we're gonna go on ahead and get started with my album collection. My collection has grown a lot album wise since the last time I posted something of this. I think by now I have like 4 like A5 binders, and I have like 7 A5 slash A5 wide binders, A4 binders, and then I have like 4 A4 binders, and I have like 7 A5 wide binders mixed together. And then I have my 2 large albums inclusions. I have not decided if I'm going to show those binders yet. I might, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. The first binder we have, I'm gonna do kind of like a reverse of how I did my first one. I think I started, no, I did. So we're gonna start with just like my big kind of like, it's currently is like a mixture of like a lot of different groups are in here. It's mainly a girl group binder. I still have some boy groups in here that I would like to eventually move out into their own binder. For me to be like, this exists, it's not main priority because I'm not a boy group stan except for Stray Kids really. But yeah, so we're gonna go on ahead and get started with this binder. I have no idea if the angles might change. I'm not sure how much I'll be filming all today. It's probably going to take me like a week to film all of this because low attention span. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we start with my Craxy collection. Yep, we're gonna get started with my Craxy collection. For Craxy, I collect album PCs and a few like random pops. I don't collect any members specifically, mainly because my bias Che is of course not in the group anymore, and this group is probably, of the groups I stand, it is the most nugu girl group, and so it's really hard to collect them. So this is my Craxy collection. These are all Undercover era PCs, and then these are all New Gundam era PCs. I was very happy to pull this Che PC because this is my favorite fit of hers from the music video, so to have this PC was very exciting. And then this is, I bought Che's Nemo version before it was like out of stock. And then this is more Che's, and this is the Che Nemo PCs, and these are my PCs I pulled from their and they're like Craxy the re-album. I'm looking at the albums, I can't remember. So these are album PCs, and these are album PCs. I'm very happy with these pulls. Like, this is such, like, I remember pulling this pool. I'm being very proud of it because it's a really cool PC. But yeah. And then we have 2 of their PCs. I have 1 of their jewel cases. I would like to get all of their jewel cases from this era, but currently I only have 1. Okay, yeah. And then these are my signed PCs because I did see them in tour. This has my name on it. You can't really tell. You can kind of tell. So yeah. I did see them on tour when they came through in the K-pop Breakout tour that Leo presented last summer. I did meet them, obviously, and these are my signed PCs of them. So it was very, very exciting. So So there we go. So that's all for Craxy. Next up, we have my winter collection. This was something I started about a year ago. I started actually trying to collect aespa for winter. I'm kind of a lull. I haven't been like really into either. I wasn't really into dirty work, and I'm not sure how into Richmond I'm going to be. So I have not like bought it. I did buy one of their dirty work albums from Barnes and Noble, but I haven't like bought any other aespa album. So it's a little dry. I would really like to get this collection finished. I just haven't been like, it's not been a priority album of this year right now. But I do collect winter because she is my bias. I have a decent amount of PCs. I don't have like too many, but I have like a decent amount. So yeah, I need to get white spaces, but yeah, I did manage to pull whichever version this one from the Dirty Work. So I was very happy to pull one for PCs. And this is my small little pod plus like one Karina PC that I have, and then one Lego T PC. But that's all for winter. It's really not that big yet. I'd like to build it more, but right now it's really not that big of a collection. But yeah. Next up is my Limelight collection. My girlies. I miss them. This was a hard collection to like stop focusing on because I really love my girlies, and I had been really excited to support them with Maiden. Unfortunately, I did not buy any of the albums before all glue. Like, not unfortunately, because like I would have liked to have had Gayeon's version of the album because she was my bias of Limelight. And then by now it's just free the girlies, free them all. This company is, we're boycott 143 Entertainment. But yep, so I got Madeline Era fully completed. I think last time Madeline Era was not fully completed, so that's Madeline Era. And then I switched up, and now it's just the Miu PCs I have because I was like, I'm not gonna buy anymore, so that's why I have a Miu. My very small Suhye collection. And then my fairly decent sized Gayeon collection because I did buy a lot of Gayeon PCs. My girlies deserve better. And this is just like unit PCs and like extra PCs I had of just like the girlies. Yeah. That's all for that collection. Next up is Red Velvet. Red Velvet, I collect, I just buy their album PCs and I keep who I pull. I love Red Velvet. They were my first girl group, and so to actually like give them like their own kind of section means a lot to me. I have like, my goal is to have like at least one version of all of Red Velvet's albums. I'd love to have several versions. Obviously, I would love to have as many versions as possible of these albums, but since they're not like a priority album, I only like buy them every once in a while. But I have a decent amount of their stuff by now. I have Ice Cream Cake, I have The Red, I have Russian Roulette, I have Rookie, I have Summer Festival, Red Flavors album. I have Peekaboo, I have Really Bad Boy, I have Bad Boy, I have Really Bad Boy, I have Summer Night, and then I have this is Zimzilabim, yes, and then this is this is Psycho, this is their unit, and then I have, oh, that's such a pretty Irene, let's Feel My Rhythm, and then these are both Birthday, and then these are both Cosmic. But yeah, I have some of their albums. I'd like to get more of their albums eventually, but I'm very happy. I have a decent pool of everyone. Wendy's like the one member I only have one PC of, which I run because she also is my bias. Oh, I have two PCs of Wendy. I'm so I'm so stupid. I tend to pull a lot of Irene and a lot of Yitty. That is who I tend to pull a lot of. I feel like on the whole I have a good mix of everyone. I think I'm really happy to pull Red Hair Joy. Like, that was like a really big, like, yes, I pulled her. And then probably like pulling like Ice Cream Cake Sulky also is a pretty like cool flex, I feel like. So yeah. And then next up is my Itzy collection. Itzy is a group that I am slowly wanting to buy more and more of their albums. Like I'd like to start building similar like a Red Velvet. That's why this collection is here. Most of, if you've noticed, most of these albums are, Winter's the only group in here that I actually collect aespa's the only group in here that I actually collect a member for. Everyone else in here are just groups that I stan and I buy their albums, but I don't actually collect a member. Itzy's a group that I feel like I'm actually getting more and more into. I want to back collect a lot of their older albums because I was never able to. My biases are Leah and Chaeyoung, and if I had infinite money, I would be collecting Chaeyoung and Leah. So yeah, this is what I have. It's not a lot, but it's what I'm happy with. And I've debated buying their I'd like to start buying more and more of the albums. I just haven't yet. I have a fair amount of Chaeyoung and Leah, so it makes me very happy to have from my bias. But I also tend to pull Yuna a lot, so it's a mixture of stuff. And then, so this is my oneus collection, which probably is like the most controversial collection I think I have in it, because I do have a lot of my, I still have all my PCs in here, which I know is kind of weird take to have. I just haven't like ever taken his PCs out and stuff, and eventually I do plan on moving oneus and like my small little NCT collection like into like their own binder and kind of be like, yeah, this exists. Don't really talk about it. But this is my oneus collection. I think also because the fact I have a ton of reading PCs, it would be really empty if I, yeah. So my bias is Soho. I love Soho. I'm still missing 2 albums of theirs, and then I will be actually like fully done like with oneus because I stopped buying their albums after even left. Not after he left. I did Malice, and then no, Malice was the last one that he was a part of. Yeah, Malice was like the last one I bought was Malice. Not Malice. Yeah, no, Malice was the last collection I bought. Was the last album of oneus that I bought. But yeah, it's not that great of a collection. It's an interesting collection. I would like to have collected Soho, and if I felt like I could actually like get trades for him, I would potentially like put up a lot of my like Connie and Hongwoon and like even Ido and like even some of my Raven stuff up and see if I could get Soho equivalents, but it just hasn't like been the time yet. So next up is this is just a conglomeration of groups that I stan, but I don't have enough PCs to like give them like their own separate like tab. So we have Billy, IOI1, Moonbyul, and Everglow, which I did get my hands on Everglow album, and that made me so happy. I love my girls. I want everything for my girls. I would love to get more Billy albums. I just like haven't. They've like released no new music this year either, so it's like. So for IOI1, I would like to get more of their albums because I do love my girlies and I want to have their albums before they're completely out of print. Next up is, of course, my very small Kep1er page. Kep1er's another, like, there's a lot of girl groups I wish I could buy more of their albums for. I just, like, stopped because of priorities. So Kep1er's a group I was like, oh, I want to buy Kep1er albums. Because their packaging always is so cool. Like, their bubblegum packaging is so cool. I really wanted to buy an album. I just haven't. And I'm not sure when I would. But yeah, Hikaru is my bias for Kep1er. Along with, and then Chaehyun, Dahyun, and then Yoonjun are my bias records. And this is my very small Changga collection. I would like to buy more Changga albums again, but I just haven't been able to. But I do love Changga. She and Yossi Lair, but Eunbi and Chaehyun are like my favorite solo artists. My very small Blackpink and XG collection. And then we have my very small boy group collection, which is NCT, Super M, and Day 6. And then these are all just freebies I've got, so I'm not going to go through that. But that is all for this album, for this collection. So yeah. So this is my Dreamcatcher collection, which was in a different binder the last time. I've thought about moving them out of an A5 and back into like joining my A4 binder. We'll see if I actually end up doing that, but I have heavily debated that. But yeah, so this is my Dreamcatcher collection. This initially was one of my Sakura albums, but I moved Sakura out into a bigger binder, and so, but I couldn't move the sticker, so Sakura and Unshay will forever haunt this binder, and whoever gets put into it next. And my Dreamcatcher collection. My biases are Jiu and Dami, but I don't collect anyone. I just keep who I pull. I did at one point try to actually collect Jiu and Dami. It just like didn't work out for me. But yeah. I'm still missing some, like Dreamcatcher I would like to go and get, because I have all of their stuff for, I'm missing some of their summer holiday, which is still in print, so I'd like to buy the summer holiday albums I'm missing. Mason, I have everything. Vision, I have everything. But then for Bon Voyage, OOTD, and Justice, I don't have anything for Justice. But for both Bon Voyage and OOTD, I only have like one of their albums, and they're both the limited versions. I think this is the limited version. This might just be one of the regular versions. But I'd like to also get some old Dreamcatcher albums because I would like to build up my Dreamcatcher collection because I do love these girls. And then I did go see them in concert for their Look Inside 7 Doors concert. And so I bought the OT7 pack of photo cards, and then I bought like 2 special packs of like random photo cards. So this is the OT7 pack. And then these are the random PCs. This page and then that page are random PCs. So yeah, it's a very small collection. I did, when they released the first 2 albums for reprint, I did pre-order both of those. I would have liked for them to have then gone through and reprinted all their other older albums. So I'm like, why we just do the first 2? I don't know, but I pulled Jiu for their very first album, so I was very happy because Jiu definitely is like my main bias. Like I bias Dami and Jiu, but over time Jiu has definitely become like my main bias of Dreamcatcher. If I was to only collect Dreamcatcher, so only to collect one member, I would collect Jiu. I debated collecting Jiu for wooah, whatever their subunit trio is, but I just ended up, I wasn't like the biggest fan of that song, and again I just prioritize other groups over Dreamcatcher. But maybe someday I will actually like commit to collecting Jiu. But that's my Dreamcatcher collection. Moving on, we're doing my first album of a group like I actually like collect and stan, which is my wooah collection. Wooah is one of my semi-alt girl groups. My bias is Sora, but I collect OT5. Starting with Aquarius era. Well, I'm trying to do Aquarius era. wooah has not had comeback in over a year, so we're very concerned for my girlies. Where is wooah? Someone tell me. But yep, this is my wooah collection. Aquarius I'm working on. It's a very slow collection, but I would like to get Aquarius. And then we have Wish era, which I am only missing this non-PC, and I have Wish era complete. So it really bothers me. It's very frustrating. I'm very annoyed for Wish era. And then we go into Joy era, which I am complete. I finished Joy era. I did not collect their jewel case PCs though, but I did finish Joy era, so that made me very happy. And then I'm missing 2 PCs from Pitapat era, where I would be done with Pitapat. And it's very frustrating because neither of those PCs ever are available on Poco Market, and I'm like, ugh, I really probably need to go check what they have on like Instagram or Mercari. Probably. But see, I'm missing those 2 PCs, and I would be free from this. It's very frustrating. And then I have for the Poco version, and then I am missing a few of their unframed PCs, which I just still have not like sat down and like really collect or anything. I need to buy one of their Seiji versions just to like have it so I can put the concept PCs here. But yeah, I have a few of these I've actually already bought on Poco Market, just haven't sent them yet. So that's wooah. And that is my one pop set of wooah that I have. I bought one of their pop sets. I bought the With Me pop set. And then we have my very small Elza collection because we all thought Elza was going to be a thing, and then they had one comeback and never again. So I collect Yonhee, Nana, and Yuki because Nana is obviously from wooah, and then Yuki is from Purple Kiss, which is one of my old girl groups. And then Yonhee was like the member that caught my eye while watching Elza. Like she was the girl, like she was like my bias. Like if Elza was like their own girl group that had been formed like from a different kind of bookstore I will show you, and he would have been the girl I was reading for the whole time. So this is completed because this was really easy to complete. Well, like, okay, it's not technically complete because I didn't buy the like Nemo versions, but that's a minor technicality. But yeah, so that's this collection. It's a very small collection. I would like to move them into a different binder, but I'm not sure how much more will be added to this binder, so they probably are just going to stay in here until I'm like, no, you need to go somewhere else. But that's all for wooah and Elsa. Next up, we're on to my stayc collection. For stayc, I collect J, and then I kind of like, but I also have a fair amount of like just other members PCs, because for stayc I just found it was easier to just like buy their photo cards than actually like trade for them. So J is up to date up to S, and then I've debated potentially next year I might actually go back through and kind of like collection, but this album is getting quite full, so I'm not sure how much more I like can stack in here, so that might end up being that stayc will fill into 2 binders. But it's my J collection. I am seeing them in October, and I'm super excited because I did not get to see them the first time they came to the US, so I am very happy to see my girlies in October, and hopefully they have photo cards. I have no idea what the merch is, but I'm kind of hoping they have like a merch pack of photo cards to get, because I will definitely buy that. I wish they'd continue doing US versions. Like, I kind of hate that Teen Fresh was the only one that got like a US version. I would like to have seen more like US versions for their later albums. Like, I don't know why Teen Fresh was the only one, but who knows. I was very happy. I eventually found this Walmart PC for like really cheap, and that made me very happy because I really thought it was like a really cute PC. So to have it made me very happy. I'm gonna go to Metamorphic. These are POBs, and these are regular versions of the field cards. These are POBs. And then we do S, which I'm missing her play version. And I haven't made like sleeves for this, which I probably should have. But these are the PCs I'm missing for her. I want it, which again I probably will end up like buying her PCs. But that's all for J. And then we move on to my stayc collection, which is just everything else I have with stayc. It's mainly Sheehan and other members, mainly Yoon and Seungmin and Issa. But I honestly I keep whoever I pull for the most part. Like by now I just keep whoever I pull if I really like the PC. So see, there's like some obviously parts where I was trying to collect Sheehan, and there's other parts where it's like you clearly see I fell off. But, yep. My stayc. My Sheehan / everyone else collection. I did collect her US exclusive PCs because of the fact that I bought the Target, Walmart, and Barnes & Noble version. This is before all the boycotts came out. This was way before all the boycotts like really started hitting. So yeah, but I did buy. So I did collect her US exclusives as well. And then I kept my Seungmin and Issa US exclusive PCs. Yeah, those are the US exclusives. Seungmin and Issa. I'm pretty sure one of these might be album PC, but I kept them. And then I got like their Digi because of the fact, or this was the US exclusive PC. I got Issa's because Issa is my bias wrecker, along with Issa's my main bias wrecker. So if I was to collect 3 members, I would collect Jay, Sheehan, and Issa. And then these are some more of their PCs. Or is this the US exclusive? No, this is not the US exclusive. I forget which version this is. Oh, this was Digi. But I liked how it had like the whole card thing. And then that's their plays. Their unit PCs, I just kind of keep whoever. It's like this could go with my J collection, but I don't collect units enough to like make it serious. And then I am would like to get these ones of Sheehan's, and then I just like to see such PC too much. And yeah, this was a really cool Issa PC. Like, this is so cool. I love it. And then Yoon's just great with her short hair. And then yeah, so that's my stayc collection. It's definitely getting kind of full, so we'll see how I like organize, especially if I commit to doing a Sheehan and J collection. But that's all for stayc. Okay, moving on to my final like A5 for right now. Not final. Why did I say final? Okay, moving on to, because I'm not going to get to like my other A5s for a while. My other A5 like regular versions. I have my A5 wides to get through next. This is this is part 1 of my Purple Kiss collection and part 2 of my aespa collection. So Purple Kiss, as mentioned before, Purple Kiss are one of my alt girl groups, and so I actually collect OT7, and so I keep my Jian collection here, and then anything like randomy. So it's Jian plus miscellaneous PCs. So Jian is completed for like out. Okay, I did not collect OT7 for the Geeky Land Digi version PCs. I only collected my Chaeyeon, Yuki, and then Swan and Goon. Swan, Goon are my bias wreckers, or my main bias wreckers. Chaeyeon and Yuki are my biases. I would love to go back and collect OT7 because I love all the photocards for the Digi version. They're really hard to find, so I have not. But maybe I'll go buy some and just keep, maybe that's what I'll do. Because my local K-pop store, I think, actually sells like the Digi versions of Geeky Land, so maybe I should like go buy some to like try and like, because I think it came with like what, 3 PCs? 2 or 3 PCs per album? Something like that. I forget how many it came from. But yeah, this is my Jian collection. And then we have my Goon. I've completed Goon. Yuki, I'm missing 2. Chaeyeon, I'm missing 1. I've offered a trade to get 1 of each of these, but I have not heard back. But I'd like to finish this. And then Swan, I have all 4. And then I did try to collect Swan solo stuff, but it hasn't been fully successful yet. But I would like to get my hands on these 2 to have all their like album PCs. These are group photos. This is Yuki's other unit PC from Elsa. And then this is the OT6 PC from the 7 Heaven tour. And this is OT6 PC from the Headway tour, which I also was supposed to get BXX's tour, but that got lost in the mail because I didn't go to BX. I've only been to 7 Heavens tour, and I went twice. I went to 2 of their dates. I did not attend Headway, but I have a friend who attended Headway, and she bought me the they bought me the OT. They bought me the like photo card set. I was supposed to have Headway as BBX's as well, but that one got lost in the mail. I'm very frustrated about that fact. I am planning on attending their upcoming final concert into the Violet, or Out of the Violet, or whatever it's called, A Violet to Remember. I've not decided if I want to do 1 day or 2 days because there's only 1 day really close to me, and I don't really want to solo travel for the second date. So I'm not sure. Like, part of me wants to do 2 dates. I feel like I really should do 2 dates, but I'm also like, I don't think I really can because I'm seeing like 3 other artists in October/November. I'm like, I really can't be missing so many days of work to do a solo travel. So I probably think I'm only going to go to 1 of their stops, which is like really sad, but I'm going to make the most of it. I think I'm going to make freebies and everything and like try to like really like do like really like celebrate Purple Kiss in all their glory. And then these are some like extra pops that I have of Yuki and Chaeyeon and like other groups, mainly Yuki, not other groups, other members. It's mainly Yuki and Chaeyeon, but I have a few other random ones. And then this is my aespa. This is the second part of my aespa collection because I did try to. I want to collect their SM minis, although I guess SM's kind of like put their SM mini versions to like rest. Like they don't do the SM minis anymore. So that's kind of nice because it means all I have to do is back collect the 4 eras they did it for. But yeah. So we have My World, Drama, Armageddon, which I really need to get my hands on, and Whiplash, which would be nice if I finished this. I may, because of the fact that they've kind of like halted this, I might move them over into like my aespa collection, and then yes, it would be upsetting because I couldn't just do like 4 nice things, but I might like move it that I might put Winter and with her Winter collection, and then do like Ning Ning and Karina and Giselle like across the top for like the 3 PCs. Maybe I won't collect Drama. Maybe I won't do Drama, but I'll do My World, and I'll do Armageddon and Whiplash. Maybe that's what I'll do. We'll see. This might change. But yep, that is all for this binder. So So next up, we have my Purple Kiss OT6 collection. I wish I could say this was completed, but I'm missing like a total of 5 PCs preventing it from being completed, and that is my villain origin story, unfortunately. So as mentioned just shortly before, I collect OT6 Purple Kiss. Oh, I collect OT7, but this is my OT6 binder. Because it's just a lot easier to have like 6 members on display in a binder. So this is my Purple Kiss binder. I collect basically all their album PCs. Excuse me, basically all of them. And then pop sets starting with Seventh Heaven era. Here we go. So I am planning on seeing, as mentioned, I am planning on seeing them in their final tour. I think my plan actually is to take one of my, because I don't have this set Into the Violet completed, because I'm just missing this Yuki, which is really sad because I prefer this set. I'd rather have this set be my signed one. But I think I'm going to take this set, and I'm going to have them sign my Into the Violet set. I think I'm going to have them signed for this time around. Just to like, also be like, look, I have like OT6 of your Into the Violet PCs. Like, I don't know, it just feels, and then I would have this PC like, and then change it so this would be the first set on display. To be like, this is like, it starts with this set. So, yep, so that's the plan. It's either gonna be that or I'm gonna bring one of my favorite pop sets, but I think I'm gonna lean towards bringing this set for them to sign. But yep, here we have Zombie. I have been studying Purple Kiss since pre-debut. I came across them while I was watching Oneus on Road to Kingdom, and Yuki was in their, I don't remember now what it was, but whatever, like, cover song they did, and they did, like, a Romeo and Juliet. It was really cool, but I forget what it was. Yuki was in it, and I was like, oh, they have a girl group, and I got into their girl group, and I've been saying them since their, like, solo teaser MVs have come out. Which I think it's a crime that those were never released, and I wish that they would just like include those like on one of their MCDs, because it's really sad that those do not exist anywhere except for Can't Stop Dreamin'. But yep, here we go. This is my collection. Again, as mentioned before, my biases are Yuki and Chan. I actually was very fortunate and very lucky to end up in a fan sign for Headway era for Yuki, so I have an actual fan sign. I do have a signed. My Headway copy is signed by Yuki. It was a very unique opportunity, and I'm forever grateful to get that's the one fan call I've ever been in, and it was for Yuki. So to meet Yuki was a dream come true. I would love to have joined. With my GOM, I tried to raffle for me to get for Do Re Mi, however, was unsuccessful, but I would love to have gotten Chan, because if I did Yuki, I would like to have met Chan. Like, I've met them, obviously, through Seventh Heaven, but I would really like to have been able to have done a fan sign for Chan. But it's the one fan sign I've done, and I'm very grateful for it. This damn PC. I'm missing this one EA PC, or Geeky would be completed. And then Cabin Fever is my worst era with like having them completed, which I'm very frustrated about. But that would be like the goal, is to get this set completed, because I really would love to have my Purple Kiss collection completed. The reason, like, I would say, oh, I wouldn't do the polka versions, but as you can see, I'm missing one, and I'm missing, well, this one I'm missing 3. So like, maybe like I would be like, okay, maybe I would want to collect at least this one. But then maybe I don't do this version, unfortunately, and just leave it with those 3. Like, I might end up doing that, but I'm leaning towards against that. Like, I want to have both those completed. So if you have these, and you are US-based, or you're willing to trade or sell through US dollars, please let me know. I'm willing to buy them. And that's one thing, is that the fact that Purple Kiss never was on Poké Market, because I would be done if they were. It's very frustrating. And then we do Seventh Heaven, which I love these photo cards. Like, this would also be a cute set to like sign. There's so many like cute sets of like photo cards that like that would be the one thing, is I would bring like, that would be, if I was to do 2 different stops, I would bring one to sign for one day, and then I would bring like one of my favorite pop sets to sign for another day. So I've thought about doing this set. or this one. I was like I said for them to sign. This is their 7 Heaven photo cards for that, or Festa Tour, not 7 Heaven, but Festa Tour. And then there's BXX. Actually, this was just really cute. This was a good era. I miss this era. And I've thought about doing, this would be other pop set. I would debate having them sign as well. Because I might do this pop set. Especially because, like, nothing in the back actually, like, hints at it being for BXX. I could move this to being, like, the front one. So I might do this one. If I could bring several things to sign, I would want to have them do this and that one. But I might actually end up doing this one. Because that one's cute. Because it has, like, no, like, clear showing that it's BXX. So I could just put it at the front and people be like, oh, what era? I'm like, this is BXX, but it's my sign, BXX Pop, so it's at the beginning of my collection. I might do that. We'll see. Yeah, BXX was like, I did not do well with like actually getting like OG6 sets, so I was really mad at myself for that. And then going to Headway. Headway had really cute PCs. And then both my Do Re Mi and Are Now PCs will eventually be on the way. They're just on the way to my GOMs. And then I will be done with Purple Kiss, which is really sad to say. I really have no idea what to expect for Purple Kiss in the future. Obviously, like, the dream would be that they find a company to re-sign with. But I think that's just very much, like, wishful thinking. I am very much, like, currently under the belief that some of the members might go, like, solo, not solo, but, like, go join other companies. And so if any of them were to re-debut, which the fear is the fact that all the girls are, like, in their 20s, it's very frustrating. But if any of the girls were to re-debut, I definitely would be supporting them and potentially standing them. Or I might see if some of them might honestly try to go to more of like a producing side. We'll see what happens. I'm really scared, but that's why I want to finish this set completely, because they are one of the groups I've been with since day one, and I really want to just support them forever. Look at my Headway Pop. This is another set I would not mind being signed. This was a really cute set. And then that's the unit PCs, and then this is the, yeah, I have duplicates of the unit PCs, so I just did my duplicates of the unit PCs right there. And then this is the, Headway photo cards for their Headway tour. So, yep, that is everything for Purple Kiss. It is definitely one of, like, my biggest, like, joys to have this collection. I really would love to have it be fully completed. But that is all for my Purple Kiss collection. As you can tell, we are slowly making our way through the semi-ults and olds. Because my old ults they'll get to eventually be Stray Kids and ice1, and then twice Purple Kiss, aespa, and craxy are like my ults. And then my semi-ults are Dreamcatcher, nmixx, aespa is it? I forget which one that aespa is a semi-ult. Aespa's not an ult. My ults are my ults are twice Purple Kiss, wooah, and lesserafim. And then my semi-ults are aespa, nmixx, stayc, and dreamcatcher. So this, speaking of, is my lesserafim collection, which is not lovely organized right now because I ran out of these things. I haven't bought more of them. So it's not like perfectly organized, and I have like gone back and forth how I wanted to organize them. But this is currently how I organized. So this is my lesserafim collection. I collect Sakura and Unche because Sakura is my ult of all female biases, and then Unche is my second bias for lesserafim. So I collect 99% of their Korean album PCs and then some POBs. So yep, so there we go. Some of these PCs I do have sitting out in Pokemon, I just haven't shipped them to me yet. Like a lot of these PCs I have just sitting in Pokemarket, which I've bought, but I just haven't shipped them yet. For some of their earlier eras. I have some of these on the way. They are not matching because I like... Crazy was when I started to like kind of like flip-flop what I actually wanted to collect and stuff. And then this is a pop set, but the selfie version of these album PCs are like $20-something. When I got this as like a pop set for like, when I bought these pops or joined for these pops for like maybe $5 each. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that instead of getting the selfie version. So unfortunately, it does not complete the thing, but I liked how it looked. I've not made fillers for this page. What the heck? I have this photocard on the way to trade, and then I have these three. I have the Unche equivalents. I joined a group order for. When I joined, like I always I just joined a group order for them. I need to work on their compact versions, and then I don't have it in here yet, but I do have their Weverse versions on the way in the same group order along with these three Unches. And then we move on to these four. These three are Pod PCs. Nope. These three are Pod PCs. Nope. These are the Target or the US exclusive Unforgiven PCs. These are Sakura Unforgiven Pops. And then this is a Sakura Japanese PC. And this is my one Unche Japanese PC. Which I would love to at least, I would like to start collecting Japanese PCs. It's just too expensive for me right now. And then now we move on into the pops. So I started collecting pops for Easy era. So I have Easy, Crazy, and I will have some hot pops on the way. And then from here on out, I've been collecting, I don't collect a ton of pops. I'd like to, but I don't collect a ton of them yet. But the ones that are filled are ones I actually do want to buy because I like to have the matching sets of these. Yeah. Crazy, I joined definitely for fewer pops, but I would like to get my hands on some of these crazy pops. A lot of these are just sitting in Pokemon. I just haven't done anything yet. Yeah, why didn't I add white fillers in? I have white clear filler pages. This is really bothering me. So hopefully these should be better fixed for the next time I film one of these. But see, all of the, oh my god, literally, what the heck? Eventually, I want to go through and I want to put my pops and Japanese PCs into their own section. That was what I was talking about with not being fully done with fillers. But yeah, I need to add in the white sheets for these, and I just have not yet. So this is my continuation of the lesserafim collection. This used to be an A5 regular binder, but I ended up just moving into an A5 wide when I bought the bigger binder because it helps fill it up. So I did collect all their Weverse PCs for this set for Unforgiven era. I was very happy when I finally got a hold of this Cheon. And then these are just extra PCs I just have sitting around. This is a Kazuha Pop that I got. And I'm missing a few of their unit PCs. I've debated moving these back, but I just kind of put everything together into one big unit thing. And then these are the OT 5 pictures that have come with a lot of their US albums. That's all for LeSserafim. They are one of my old girl groups. I love them. I've not been super loving their music they've released this year. Mind you, they've only released Hot EP, which I was not the biggest fan of, but Sakura owns my soul. So next up is my nmixx collection, which I've gone back and forth between how I want to collect nmixx. Of all the groups I've mentioned wanting to collect, nmixx would be the first group I actually would attempt to collect because they are one of my semi-old girl groups. The problem is that I bias Haewon and Soyeon are my biases, and then Bae and Kyujin are my main bias records, and then I love Ju and Lily. But I'm I would collect Haewon, Soyeon, and Bae, but I pull so many Kyujin and Ju PCs I don't want to give up that I commit to an OT6 collection, but I don't have the time to do OT6 nmixx just yet. If LeSserafim was all caught up, if I was done with Purple Kids, if I was caught up with all these other random girl groups, or if I was almost done with Twice, I would be more willing to collect OT6 nmixx, but I'm not. So for now, I'm just buying as many versions of albums as possible and keeping what I pull, and maybe one day I will collect at least Haewon, Soyeon, and Bae. For now, I keep what I pull, but I would love to. I would love to collect nmixx. That would make me really happy. But yeah. Any white fillers are PC or albums that I have not bought in that yet, so those are fillers for when I buy those album versions. Or when I have these PCs on the way. I might go through and label these, but for now I'm just fine having them just be white fillers. That's what the white fillers are for. I actually have this Soyun on the way, so that is not just like a random page. Like, I actually did trade for that Soyun. These are empty spaces for what I forget, but they're empty spaces for something. And then I have that. This was the first era that I actually their FA the F30W4 break forward not break. This was the first version I actually bought each version of the album, and so the photocards are in order of member because of the fact that I have each version. They're not in order of like what the actual like which ones go with which, because I don't remember what goes with what. And I have this Bay on the way, which is one of the Digi versions or like Nemo versions, whatever it is. Yeah, I did it in member order, and then those are the units I pulled for it. But this was like, and that's like my plan, hopefully for like all their eras from here on out, is that I will buy all versions of the album and then kind of like keep what I pull. Maybe put some PCs up for Haewon, but like it's a very like I kind of just keep who I pull, and hopefully within the coming years I can start actually collecting nmixx because I love them and I really want them to come on tour, and I want to see them live again. I saw them live when they came through with their like US debut showcase for like that was all the way back in Love Me Like This era, so it's been forever. But yep, so that is that for lesserafim, not aespa, but lesserafim and nmixx. And that's all for that binder. Okay, we are back into the big albums, my A4 version albums. And this is my Twice OT9 in random PC in the like OT9 pop set collection. So this has got a ton of stuff in it. It is already full. I think this was a 2.5. I should have just bought like a 3-inch binder. So I need to get, or this is like this is either 1.5 or a 2-inch binder. And I need to get a bigger one because I am running out of space already. But yes, this is my Twice. Because these are my OT9 PCs. These are my OT9 sets. I collect a very like selective amount of OT9 PCs. I have a fair amount of like eras I'm collecting for. The goal eventually would honestly be that I do collect one OT9 set for per era, but I'm not there yet. But yeah. So of course, like any other, once I want OT9 of this set. What else would be if I didn't want OT9 of this set? I did complete this set. I was able to get a hold of like 3 or 4 of these PCs for like $4 each. I was like, yes, I will buy. Because I was like that. These PCs could very easily be overpriced. There you go. And then oh, that's not in its thing. Yeah. This is already filling. See? You can clearly tell it's filling. Okay. And then this is a What's Love. I've debated having it by putting them in order. Like, once I have all of them, like, writing them in order. But I also don't want to do that just because of the fact that I'm like, I like it in age order. And then it would not be in age order. But we'll see. I might change it. But this is that set. And I'm collecting their signature versions for Fancy. I'm just missing 2 of their PCs for my One Taste of Love set I'm collecting. Formula of Love I've completed. This was my very first OT9 set I completed. I was very happy about that. Of course, I'm missing this Jihyo Elephant PC. I don't even see it anymore. So, like, I should probably put more effort into, like, trying to get her. I collected 2 sets for Between 1 and 2. So, I did that one. And I did this set because the Between 1 and 2 PCs were really cute. And I was almost tempted to just collect OT9. But I ended up not. I ended up not collecting OT9. But yeah, I hate the fact that Mina, Dahyun, and Chaeyoung did not do the telephone because it's like, why not? Very frustrating. And then I just have most of these pieces already that like, I'd like to have OT9, but like it's not a priority for me to have OT9 of the Between 1 and 2 message cards. This is my Ready to Be OT9 set. And then I actually am getting closer to completing this unit PC set, so I will actually be collecting all of the unit PCs for this era because I surprisingly was able to actually like almost do it. And then this is another set I'm not like actually like collecting, but if like someone offers them for like really cheap or they're willing to trade, I will take it. Yes, of course, this one. I'm also missing 2 of the teddy bear feces, which is really bothering me. And then I did complete my OT9 set for, oh my god, strategy. And then I'm missing 3 PCs for, this is 4, for the outdoor set. But I have one of the Jonghyun's outdoor PCs. I might just keep it in general and just try to get the mina&dahyun that I'm missing. But yeah. I know some of them don't technically like go, but I was like, I kind of like just like, if they all like had this similar like vibe and I pulled it, I just kept it. So that is for my OT9 sets. Next we move on to like, these are extra PCs, mainly of like my bias records. I just didn't feel like trading away. Then mainly they're Sana and Jonghyun and Chewy PCs, mainly. Because those are my 3 biases are nayeon, mina&dahyun, and then my 3 bias records are Sana, Jonghyun, and Chewy. So yeah. Although I did keep this Momo digipack because it was really cute. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll put it for trade. Who knows? Who knows what I'll do with my life. And just more extra random PCs. Yeah, I didn't collect Dahyun's version of this, but I was like, I don't fully care. I collected at least 3 of their matching sets for that. And this is like the one bit of like anniversary merch. I wish Stray Kids did anniversary merch. It would make me happy if they did. I would love to buy stuff, but about one set of their anniversary merch, and it was for I think their 5th or 6th. I remember. And then I'm technically collecting mina&dahyun's of these, but I just haven't really like committed to it. But maybe be nice. And then they're just like extra mina&dahyun and nayeon PCs I have that I'm not collecting. Other people love. And then these are like extra just like unit PCs and just more. This is all just like random PCs. Some of these are bias, some of these are bias records, some of these are just like unit PCs, it's a variety of things. And then this is the Pop set, which I'm just going to go through very quickly because we've all seen the Pop set. I have one What Is Love, and then I have Everything Since. So one What Is Love set, and then Taste of Love, Formula of Love, Between 1 and 2, Ready to Be, With Youth, Strategy, and this is 4. I think that the funny thing was when I got my initial This Is 4 album of this version, I didn't pull nayeon. I have like the video clip be like, wait, where's nayeon? It was really funny. But yep, that is all for my first Twice binder. This is, I know this is nayeon, so you think it's my nayeon collection. It is not. This is my mina&dahyun album PC collection. Mina&dahyun are my 2 other biases for Twice. Nayeon is of course my alt female bias of Twice, and she's my 2nd female alt. With Sakura just being a little more of an alt than her. But this is, initially this was my nayeon collection, because initially I just only collected nayeon album PCs, but I eventually moved on. I was like, I also want to collect mina&dahyun's. So this is mina&dahyun's album PCs. It is from Twice-tagram to Eyes Wide Open era. Yeah. I don't collect all their PCs, but I collect about a good like 80, 85%, 90% of their PCs. But yeah. It's in the works. It's not like solid just yet, but I am working on this collection. I'd like to be able to take more of next year. Like, I wanted to take a lot this year to focus on it, but I've not been able to an extent, so that is frustrating. But hopefully, I think next year I'm going to start slowly moving away and being more open to buying like Twice PCs more so. So I think that will help like really get like a good batch of this complete once I'm like more open to buying Twice PCs. But yep, that is all for this. Yeah, I don't have a lot to like really show you because everything's just being like stared at for now. yeah, that is all from my Twice collection for mina&dahyun PCs. And we are now going to move on to my final Twice album, which is my Nayeon album collection and part 2 of my mina&dahyun and Nayeon collection. So yeah. So this is my Twice collection. This is Nayeon's debut to Eyes Wide Open era PCs, plus her solo album PCs. Once again I get more of these fillers, I will put her solo PCs and make them their own cover. But until then, they're stuck in here with this. So this is my Nayeon collection, which is decently filled. It's still kind of like an 80. I think I'm missing like 10 of her like album PCs. I think it's like 10 or 15. It's not too many. But yep. Feel Special, More and More, As We Open are going to be the sections that you're going to notice are the most lacking. Well, not for Nayeon. For most of her, I'm done with. I'm just missing a few more and more. But for like Eyes Wide Open, especially like Eyes Wide Open, Feel Special, and More and More, I feel like are my weakest collections. And then this is her Target between 1 and 2 PC, and this is her Strategy between 1 and 2 PC from Target. I was really annoyed that, of course, the first year that Twice does selfie PCs for Target, they do it for This Is 4, which obviously I am not buying from Target anymore. So, I'm not buying K-pop albums. Like, I buy a few like random things from Target, but like I'm not doing like massive like spending more than like $20 at Target at a time. So I don't buy albums from Target anymore. And I was really frustrated because I would like to have gotten Nayeon's selfie PC, but we're happy with the 2 that I have. And then we have, these are her solo album PCs. And I completed the regular album versions for Nayeon's second mini. And then I didn't complete her digis, but I got like 2 out of the 3 of her digi PCs. And then I got 1 each of like the Nemo or the limited version. And then this is my pop set. I did get a pop set of PCs, which I was very happy about. And these are the concept PCs. And then I do also have this One With Mew pop because my friend ordered from With Mew and she pulled Nayeon and she's like, I don't need her, so she gifted her to me for free. So that's my one like Nayeon Korean album pop. And this is the continuation of my Twice collection for Nayeon, mina&dahyun Korean album PCs. Starting with the Formula Taste of Love era, I started collecting all versions of mina&dahyun and Nayeon's PCs. That just didn't make sense for me to separate them. And the eventual goal, once I have more of my mina&dahyun collection completed, is to actually go and move them all into this binder. And then anything that I have that are just Nayeon, move her back into the A5 mini binder to give this potentially more space or to fill it up more. And then probably also move like all of her like all these like random stuff, like all her solo stuff as well, probably move those back into the A5 mini smaller binder. That's the eventual goal. We'll see when that happens, but that is the goal eventually, to do that. But yeah, so I'm obviously missing a few PCs because I didn't pick up Dahyun and Mina until last year officially with Youth, I think was the first era. I was like, yes, I'm going to collect Dahyun and Mina. So it's not a lot. I'm still missing some of these PCs because I had them, but also I wasn't collecting them, so I traded them away. And I'm like, are you? And I'm kicking myself, of course. But yeah. These are the Target PCs, and this is the Target ready to be in the Target with you, I think. Yeah. With you, I can like when they're actually like all completed. Same thing with Strategy. And then I'm missing these 2 Nayeons, and then I'm missing a lot of their digi versions. But yeah. The eventual goal is to eventually have everything that's like twice the Nayeon, Dahyun, and Mina from like from between twice a gram and so on in there, and then just have anything extra of just nayeon in its own little binder. But that is far off in the future. But yep, that is my nayeon collection, and that's the end of my twice collection. So moving back over into my big binders. This one I've kind of think probably hinted at, but this is my aespa collection. Yes, it's small, so it kind of makes no sense that I put them before twice, except for the fact that aespa are my old of all girl groups, and so I was like, I have to put them last. Well, I was debating like what order to do these albums in, but yeah, this is the order I ended up deciding on. So for aespa, it is obviously an extremely hard collection because I'm back collecting a disbanded girl group with print albums, so it's definitely a slow process. But this year I found like I want to collect aespa. Like I actually want to collect my two biases, which are my biases are Sakura and Cheon, and then my main bias wrecker is Eunbi. So I collect Sakura, Cheon, and Eunbi album PCs for aespa. So yeah. It is a very slow in the work collection. It's missing a lot. I have a lot of these PCs though saved on Pokemarket to buy. So slowly within like the later half of this year and first of next year, when most groups aren't having comebacks, I will hopefully be buying up a lot more of their PCs to have like an actual like look. I actually attempted to collect aespa because that would make me extremely happy. Yeah. Cheon's PCs are the cheapest, and so that's why I have the most of like Cheon PCs. Sakura, of course, is the most expensive because why not? So yeah. So that's the hopeful eventually all this will be filled, and I'll be able to be like, look, I have an aespa collection filled really proud of myself. So next up is my Eunbi and Cheon post aespa PCs. I've gone back and forth between wanting to actually collect Eunbi and Cheon. I wanted to collect Eunbi and Cheon PCs this year. It's looking like that's not gonna happen, unfortunately. But that would have been like the nice kind of like dream goal would have been to have done that. But I do have it set up to at least like buy like at least like one of each of her PCs, so it like looks, so I could actually fill this up. And I would love to at least collect OCI the sabotage settings because they all like spell sabotage, but it's a very slow collection. And then Cheon, I actually did go through and buy a lot of like Cheon's Over the Moon PC, so I would like to at least finish her Over the Moon era to an extent. And then, yeah. And then you have Silver with Over the Moon trying to finish these eras. And then I would love to get more of like, just like her PCs in general. And she's not had a comeback yet, so it's not like I have like another era to prep with. But yeah, it's a very small collection for now, but I would like to at least like with Cheon try and get her PCs because once again, she's fairly cheap. And then finally, this is my aespa collection of just like during / post aespa PCs for my not like bias line. So these are like my actual like album PCs. Like yes, technically this does need to go in the first bit, but I don't have anywhere to put them, so that's why this one goes here. Yes, so those are album PCs, and then this is my Yuri collection. It's very small, but it's my Yuri collection, and this is my Yena collection. I would like to slowly start buying more of Yena and Yuri's albums because they are part of my bias wrecker line. Yena actually toes the line between being bias and bias wrecker for aespa, and like if I was to actually commit to collecting a fourth member for aespa, I would collect Yena because I love her. And then this is my IVE collection. I'm starting to get more into IVE. That's another goal I have for not anytime this year, but next year. I want to slowly start collecting and buying IVE albums. So eventually, IVE might actually have their own collection spot, either in this binder or in a separate binder. We'll see. But, well, this is Haywon, so this doesn't count. And then, so when I went to the IVE pop-up store last year in New York City, I got the mini version of Dahnini because Gal is my bias. So I got the mini version of Dahnini. So I put her little card. I bought 2 packs of the like random like 3 like photo cards. And then I have one IVE album I have Afterlike, which I pulled Wonyoung, which I thought was like pretty insane luck. So that is my IVE collection for now. It probably will change. Hopefully when I do this again. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it end of the year or like a January. Probably I might do like a January like flip through. That would be nice if I did one like to truly show like in the year, because I mean I'm gonna post this hopefully by the end of this week, hopefully before school starts up, and then in January I would like to honestly like flip through and see if I've actually added anything to my collection. Hopefully like I have more lesserafim PCs, and maybe some of my Stray Kids PCs have come in. Probably not likely, but maybe. Who knows with Stray Kids. So that's all for that binder. This is my last section. Not my last binder, but it's the last section of the video, which is my Stray Kids collection. As mentioned throughout, and if you watched my video from last year, Stray Kids are my ult of all ults. They are my most favorite group, and so I have a lot for Stray Kids. I think I have a lot for Stray Kids. I'm not sure if it actually looks like a lot, but I think I have a lot for Stray Kids. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. This is my OT8 collection binder, plus like freebies and official merch that I might like do at least some sort of like flip through. So I collect some OTA album PCs. I don't collect all OTA album sets, but I collect a few, and I'd like to eventually collect more OTA sets. And it's like the eventual goal, similar like with Twice, is to eventually have like one OTA set for each era. I'm not sure if that ever want to come to fruition, but that would be the actual dream, is like if I have one OTA set per era. Yeah. So because I've had to buy so many I Am Who albums, I thought I'd go ahead and just create OTA of the making cards. So I'm still missing Lino and Innies. And then I'm just missing Hyunjin's of the like drawing version. But I am looking for it. And then we have a long jump to Noisy's. When you pre-ordered the Noisy limited version, you got this OTA photocard set. So here we have it. My complaint: the fact that Hyunjin took Kids in the Dark. Not Hyunjin, and he took Kids in the Dark. Like really frustrating. And then Christmas Eve did a similar thing, but this was for both versions. You got the OT8. I think both versions got the OTA photocard set. And I wish they'd kept up with this. I hate that this was the last era that they did this for. I know, like, after this era, they started doing, like, random photocards for different versions. But at least, like, for the limited version, I wish they kept with doing an OTA, like, selfie set. Because I think Division 1 doesn't realize how... I don't think they realize how badly we want Stray Kids photocards and how we're, like, willing to pay a ton for Stray Kids photocards. And then we have my first actual OTA, like, selfie set that I actually collected, which was from Ordinary Era. And then I need to complete this set, but I just haven't gotten around to it. And then this one's similar. Like I bought so many Ordinary albums, I had these left laying over, and I just need to get a hold of Changbin and Hyunjin's, and then I can be happy. This is probably one of my biggest like joys, is I do have completed OT8 of the pre-order selfie cards they did for Ordinary. Again, Ordinary, if you weren't a stay during Ordinary Era, there was a misprint with a ton of the US exclusive version of the albums, that a lot of the albums came with like extra duplicates of like certain PCs, so like it just ended up being like we just bought a ton of albums, we had just a ton of extra PCs just sitting around. So yeah, so I did complete this set. I'm just very happy. That is my one minsung unit PC right now. As of now, it's my only one. As of now. But there we go. And there we go. I love how they actually did each member. Like, and it was like easy to get hold. I just like this set. I love these sets. Like all these photocards are so cute. I love them. And then I did complete the heart set from Accident. I was very proud of myself for doing the heart set. It was a very cute set. And then I also completed both their photo cards and the postcards for like the pre-order Paul Polaroid thing. I completed OTA of both the Polaroids and the Pops, and it made me very happy to do that. And then this was the last Stray Kids OTA set I've like actually officially collected for like regular album. Not the last one, that's a lie. But this was the last era that they actually gave us more than one photo card. I think we got 2 photo cards with Noisy, so it was a lot easier to collect an OTA set along with collecting. I collected mina, Han, and Seungmin. And so it was very nice. And I'm very frustrated that they just completely stopped doing that. Very frustrated about that. And then for Rockstar, I only collected the like pre-order. Was this a pre-order set? Was this a pre-order set? Yes, I think this was a pre-order set. Was this pre-order? I forget. I collected this set. And then the Nemo Pop set, which I was very happy that this Nemo set came with OTA because I had an OTA selfie set. And then for 8, I am trying to collect the double-sided photo cards. I'm still just missing any in Changbins, and I just haven't bought them yet. But I was very fortunate that most of these I actually pulled. So I think I only traded for Seungmin. I think I pulled these 3, so I only had to trade for these 3. But yeah, this is a very cute set, and I'm very frustrated I don't have an OT8 but yet. And I did collect. I wanted to do the 4 Southies, and then the 4 Barnes & Nobles, and then you'll see I have the 4 Walmarts. Well, not there, but I got like the 4 Walmart PCs as well. But I was not able to, the Walmart PCs were like impossible to get a hold of. And so I just ended up not worrying about that. But yep, that is this era. I collected the OT8 units for that. I don't know where I put the black ones, but I have the black OT8 as well for the unit PCs. And then we have our 8 Nemo versions. And then I have a few, I have Seungmin and Minos on the way, so I'm just missing Felix's limited for this one, and I have Hyunjin on the way for this one, so I'm just missing Han's limited for this version, and then I would have this OT8 set finished for Hop. I need to make fillers for those, and then there's the Hop OT8 Nemo set, and then this was the OT8 trading card set for Karma, and then I will have OT8 of each of the other like the not the Nemo version, but like the trading cards for the compact version potentially, and then the Skizu version OT8s I should also have. And then I actually joined for OT8 of the Stray Kids Everline Pops through my group master because of the fact that that is the pop for the Stray Kids concert that I went to, so I wanted the pop set for that of them in like the soundtrack bit. And then we have, these are my non-OT8 sets, or not non-album OT8 sets, and like Japanese PCs. I need to redo this, it's no longer Japanese PCs. These are my non-album OT8 sets, so I have Garden, so it's just like Season Greeting and like Stay Fanship. So that's Season's Greeting for 2022, and then we have Fanship for 2022. And then we have Season's Greeting 2023, and then Fanship 2023. Or wait, no, is this? No, this is 2024. This is 2024. So no, this is 2023's. Okay, this is 2020. This is basically like 2020. Is this 2023? I forget. This is 2024's Season's Greetings, and then we have Fanship for 2024 as well, and then we have This Gives in the Street. This was 2025 Season's Greeting, and then I did not buy the Fanship for 2025, even though I really liked it, or like so for like Stay's like 5th Fanship. But yeah, because this would be their 3rd Fanship, and then this is their 4th Fanship. This one's their 4th Fanship. I didn't buy their 5th Fanship because it came out the exact same time as we were getting ready for pre-orders for Skiz O'Clock merch set for their 5th fan meeting, and I knew I was really going to want those PCs, like those photo cards, because it was a really cute concept, so I ended up not joining for that Fanship, which I kind of like, I regret it, but I'm also like, I'll live with it. I can live with it. And then, so Felix was my OG buys in Stray Kids. So when I first started collecting Stray Kids back in 2021, I did collect Felix's PCs, and over time I dropped his collection, but I have not been able to drop like all of these PCs that I have of his. So like this is like the photo cards like I've kept, and then I slowly just like started like keeping some of the random indie PCs I have as well, because any, like, if I was to, like, add on, like, another member to collect after Seungmin, I would collect any, because he is, like, vocal roster, like, my bias wreckers. So, yeah. This is my Felix collection. This drawing is done by 06 Frog. My Felix collection. Yeah, by now I'm very content with this collection. I think there's very few of these PCs I'd be willing to, like, give up. I've already, like, downsized a fair amount, but, like, I mean, I did stop collecting him after, Max and Era was the last era I collected his PCs for. And I've gotten rid of most of his ordinary PCs I had. And then they are just popped, I can't bring myself to get rid of. So we have Silver Noisy. It was, I feel like, the only way I would trade this PC if I could get, like, one of the Jisung, like, sub-K Noisy PCs. No, either sub-K Noisy or sub-K N Life PC. That's, like, the only reason I would trade this PC. Similar, like, with his signed PC, like, if I was somehow able to get my hands on sub-K and Jisung's N Life sub-K video call PC, that would be the only way I would get rid of this. And then, or if someone offered me Mino's equivalent, they could, like, prove that it is, like, Mino's exact equivalent and, like, pull up their receipt from, like, 3 years ago. And then this I pulled in my 6 o'clock merch pop pre-order benefits, and it's way too pretty, so I'm keeping it. And then this is, like, my any page of, like, PCs I have of any. I collected all 3 of the bracelets, so that's why that's there. Yeah, it's a very small any set, but I start to kind of, like, keep my any cards when I pull him. And then this is my very small Japanese PC collection. It's very small. I would love to collect their Japanese PCs. It's just, like, borderline, like, impossible, I feel like, to collect, especially, like, some of these PCs. So I just kind of keep what I pull. And then we'll go into, we can do a little bit of this. We'll do a little bit of this, yeah. So this was my, these were the pops that my freebies, not pops, freebies I made to pass out at both of the Dominate stops that I went to. I chose the Skizzos because I really like Skizzos. They're one of my favorite parts about Stray Kids and collecting Stray Kids are their Skizzos. So I wanted to showcase that love through the pops, through the freebies I passed out. And also because I am much more of a soft stand than, like, a hard stand. So I wanted something cute. And then this is a OT8 PC set from 06 Frog. This is from Stay with Stray Kids. Or Stay Here with Stray Kids. Similar to Stay Here with Stray Kids. And then these are all just, like, minsung fan art merch that I have bought over the year. Lots of stickers. Lots and lots of stickers. So, yeah. This is my 06 Frog pre-order. Not pre-order, but, like, business card, photocard collection. So those ones, and then I have this one as well. And then these are all from another artist I really like, Rio. Rio likes coffee. Yeah. And then more just, like, Stray Kids, like, fan merch. Business cards. And these are my Skizoo tags, because why would I give my Skizoo tags away? These are my tags of the different Skizoos I have. More tags of some different Skizoos I have. Plus their sticker sheets from Chick Chick Boom era that were lucky draw sticker sheets. So I got Han and Linos because those are the members I collect pops for. And then these are official stickers. Official stickers. That was the last era they did. I was going to collect these official stickers for, like, every era. And it gives you the victory was, like, the last one. That's a lie. They did them for Pilot. But Pilot, they're like, the stickers are, like, this big. Like, this, like, long-wise. They're, like, fairly long, so they don't fit like this. And this was their little, like, the Nemo, like, sticker set. And it's really cute. I like how they did, like, a Christmas theme thing to, like, mix it in because the album was a Christmas theme. They still did that. And then this was the 10K stickers for Maniacs merch. This is the Maxident OT8 little, like, head stickers that they did for the Maxident albums. And the Skizoo Mini World. This one also came with Skizoo Mini World, and then these both came with their fourth generation. And these are Japanese hauls I've gotten from, like, the few Japanese albums I have, like, pre-ordered. And then these are all freebies I've gotten in trades. Slash, I think these were bought in off of these were bought in off of Etsy. And then these came when I bought some small Sugi merch, who is a very famous minsung stay artist. I bought some of their merch, and those were like their little like cards that came with it. So that is everything for this binder for Stray Kids. Next, on to my Stray Kids A5 binders. This first one is my Seungmin binder. As mentioned before, I collect Seungmin's. I collect probably about 95% of Seungmin's Korean album PCs, and then for a while I was collecting a few of his like non like merch collab PCs, like some pops. So this is my Seungmin collection. So yeah. I have debated if I want to turn to collecting Minos, because you'll see I collect Jisung's I am unit PCs, and I kind of also collect Minos. So these might go away if I can bring myself to give them up. But I also can't, because these are also my two favorite Seungmin like ships. I love Seunglix and I love Seungjin, so like I also can't bring myself to like depart from these two. So we'll see, but yeah. Miro, Yellowwood, Panther. Yeah. Noisy was the era that... Noisy was not my first era that I collected Seungmin. I initially started out collecting Felix, Jisung, and Mino, because Felix, they were my bias line. Initially my first bias was Felix, and then Mino became... And then Jisung was my bias wrecker. For sure. Jisung was my bias wrecker by, like, January of 2020. And then Mino and Seungmin soon also added the bias wrecker. And then during Go Live era, Mino became my bias first over Jisung. And so I was biasing Minsung, and my bias wreckers were Seungsung. And then during 2020, and I was that way for 2020, 2021. Although Jisung was starting to also like come into my bias line. So I think maybe it was by the end of 2020, Jisung was part of my bias line. I don't fully remember. I just remember initially biasing Minsung and Seungsung being my bias wreckers. And so when Noisy came around, I was like, so Jisung was part of my bias line by 2021. Kind of another reason why I've collected him. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start collecting, and I'm going to collect my bias line. So Mino, Felix, and Jisung. But then Christmas Eve came around, and I pulled Seungmin's PCs for Christmas Eve. And I was like, these PCs are too cute. I can't part with them. Which is why I decided to also give in to collecting Seungmin. So for a while I was collecting 4 Stray Kids members. Not the best idea I had. And then eventually I ended up dropping Felix in 2022. In 2022 I dropped Felix as a collection, and then I've mainly focused on Mino and Jisung. But Seungmin's getting close to being done. And yeah, I have his pobs, as you can see that this is one of his pobs. And this is one of, I have his pobs like mixed in with his album PCs. Find the one Target PCs. There's also a pob. His 8. I have his hop stuff on the way. They're at my Gripboard Master's house. I just haven't requested for shipping for them yet. And then I will get his Karma stuff and like, I don't think by the time I do my update, the Karma stuff will be here. If it is, I'll be shocked, but I don't think it's going to be there because I basically joined for all of his PCs. It's just, so my GNOM, their proxies over in Korea and stuff have to like trade for them. So yeah, it's going to be like a year until I have those PCs. But yeah. So for 8 era, you'll notice, and this one's my main stick as well, I did not collect their accordion file versions for 8 because of the fact that it was the Lose My Breath concept, and I was like, I am boycotting anything Lose My Breath. Unfortunately, I do have the pods because we didn't know what the pod previews were going to be. So I already paid for them when they came out. I was like, are you kidding me? It's like 5 Lose My Breath pops. I was like, are you kidding me? Really, really frustrating. But I did not buy the accordion version, which is sad because Jisung has a few good pops. I was like, no, I don't need them. I don't want to support this concept. So yeah. And then this is my very small, I need to redo this, but this is like my, like, mainly this is just like merch polos and Pacific. These were like the merch polos I pulled, but I didn't want to get rid of. At one point, I wanted to collect all of his merch polos, and I might go through and maybe back collect his merch polos. I just haven't done that now, but I think that would be really fun to do, like, a merch polo, and I would maybe even think about combining, like, him and, like, minsung into, like, one bind if I really wanted to, but I would like to collect his merch polos. Like, I would not mind if I collect, if I'm like, merged, probably not album PCs, but if I was to merge, like, his merch things, like, with minsung, I wouldn't mind that. We'll see. That's the Pacific stuff. And then those were his decons, because I did join for their decons with my friend. But yep, that is my Seungmin collection. For now, I'm content keeping him in a 5 binder. It's not like it's overfilling, so I think he probably will stay in here. I'm trying to, like, potentially rework on some of my other Stray Kids stuff, but for now, Seungmin is staying in his nice little purple binder, which I feel like fits him really well. But that's all for my Seungmin collection. So now we're getting into the major haul. The next 5 binders are, these are my last 5 binders, but these next 5 binders are almost all minsung. This has like 2% of Stray Kids, just because I ran out of sleeves to put them in my other binder, or this would be a minsung binder, which is why I'm starting with this one, because it does have some other Stray Kids stuff at the end of it. This was initially my Felix binder until I decided, nope, I wanted to move Felix out of this binder and move him into my big Stray Kids binder. Which is why this is definitely more decorated for, like, Stray Kids in general, because this is going to be, like, my Stray Kids, like, random photo cards collection, like, merch pops and stuff, which I've, like, moved all my Stray Kids pops into my selling binder, because I'd like to get rid of them, because I'm not like, oh, I need to keep these. Like, I'm like, no, I'm okay if I get rid of these things. So instead, what this is my Jisung, like, give me a, like, solo collection binder. So, like, if there are PCs I'm collecting that only for Jisung or only for Mina, if there's, like, pops I really want of both members, but they're, like, almost impossible to get, I put them in here, so, like, they're not, like, high priority pops for, like, if I do get both of theirs, I would debate putting them into my big pop binder, but until I get both of them, they would just stay in here. But yeah, so we'll start with the Jisung collection, of course. Jisung, as heavily talked about throughout this, he is my old of all olds. He is probably he is the guy who I have the most PCs for. And so, yeah. The eventual goal is that if Jisung wants to have a solo debut, this would become, like, the Jisung solo debut binder. That's the eventual goal. But yeah, these are PCs I'm all collect. Some of these were gifted to me, some of these I bought. Some of these, like, obviously, like, these 5 PCs, if I ever get a hold of them, if I get a hold of one of these PCs, I will literally be like, I can die happy. But these are, like, my biggest, like, wish list PCs. And then, yeah. So these are all just either PCs I'm not collecting the Mina version of, or just high priority or really expensive pieces to get my hands on. I do have his signed. Let me be really happy. I have his signed because you'll see, I have his signed this, and then I have his signed 5-star, which I actually pulled his signed 5-star. I was just gonna keep whoever for the postcards, but I actually pulled his signed 5-star. I was like, that's crazy, because I did not join for signed ordinary, and then for maxed I was ecstatic because the fact that it was photocards that they signed. So I actually bought 3 versions of maxed and I pulled Felix, I pulled Felix, Seungmin, and Hyunjin, and I traded my Hyunjin for Jisung's equivalent. And then for 5-star, they were postcards. I was like, this is kind of boring. So I only bought 1 of 5-star, and I happened to pull, or I bought 2 5-stars, but I think I gave my friend one of them. I forget. But I happened to pull Jisung's postcard, and I was, like, freaking out. And I haven't bought any of the signed versions since, because I'm like, I don't know where to display these. If they did photo cards, I would be happy, but they don't do photo cards, so why? Why bother? But yeah. This one I will be getting the Mina version. It's like on its way in a trade. Since I don't even have all my hop PCs finished yet. It's gonna be forever since I get any of my current my pops. I was like, I'm gonna leave this here until I have most of my hop pops, and then I'll move it into my pop binder. And then this is like a really random PC I don't know where to place. I might move this eventually to my freebie page. Probably move this to freebies. And then I bought this one. And I bought this one just because they were cute and they were like $3 each. But I have not debated collecting any of the 5-star all-around merch. I might go through and buy more of those. Just for now, I'm happy with, like, you'll see I have like 2 of them. But I like this PC, so I bought it. And then I am trying to collect his I Am Not and I Am You unit PCs. So I'm just missing 2. But of course I'm missing the 3 Racha. And I'm missing the Baba Racha. So I don't know when I'm going to get my hands on those. But yeah. And then I'm just missing Minsung and Hyunsuk for I Am You. Of course, again, 2 of the most hardest ones to get a hold of. I pulled this. This was my first Jisung piece. This was my first album I ever got was an I Am You album. And I pulled Mina. I pulled Chocolate Polar. And I pulled this unit PC. And it was so cute. And I'm forever happy with it. I am like literally forever happy with these sets. These are so cute. I love them. And then you have just more of his unit PCs are in here, and I will like probably just always just keep his unit PCs there. I might eventually someday, if I was to like commit to like collecting like Minos, like I'm used, I'd maybe put them into like a unit, like Minsung unit stuff. But for now, I'm happy with just keeping it like this. And if I ever get my hands on any like Minsung unit PCs or unit PCs or group PCs, it will go in the Jisung collection. But yeah, and there's my signed Han. I'm pretty sure this is Han. I'm pretty sure this is Han. I don't know who else this would be. 5-star. And this is my very small Mino collection, which is a lot smaller. But there are some Mino PCs that like I have. I don't have the Jisung equivalent, and they're almost impossible to get my hands on. See, very small, but yeah. And those are his unit PCs I have. I do have Hyunglai on the way. And this is my just random like Stray Kids like random PCs. So there is the unit set for Rockstar. I've thought about moving these 2 out into the unit PCs. I probably will. And then those are more unit PCs I have. See if I can move this. Yeah, I probably will. And these are just more random PCs I have. Mainly they're just decon, because my friend and I, when a decon binders were released, neither of us had bought them. We're like, oh, those PCs are really cute. So we went in and we bought the thing. And we split it where they got all the Chanlix PCs, and then I got all of Minsung's PCs, and then like we split the other members like in half. So yeah, so that is my Jisung and like Mino like solo or like separate collections. But from here on out, it's just Minsung galore. So now we are officially in Minsung territory. Everything from here on out is a Minsung themed binder. Housing my Minsung collection. So this is my first of their album PCs collection. This is mixtape or pre-debut era to 5-star era. It is 97% completed. I am missing 5 Mino PCs. 4 Mino PCs? 5 Minos. 4 Mino PCs, I think. 5. We'll say 5. We'll see. So yep, so it's very well decorated. I got these decos, and instead of putting them on my light stick, I put them in my binder, because what else would you do with your life? But yeah. So again, these pictures are from 06 Frog, and this is from Xavon. I'm missing this damn PC, and I need to find this damn PC somehow, because literally, I'm missing this. It's bothering me. They don't have this PC. And then, yeah, I need to somehow get 2 of these. Or, I take this one out and I'll throw in, like if I had both of their, like, unit PCs for, like, one of their, like, for IMUs and put an IMU unit PC there. Maybe that's what I do. No, I don't put unit PCs in this binder. I initially had my hot unit PCs in here. I took those out. So I'll probably need to just get hold of this Mino. But, yeah. I was very happy that last year I completed I caught up to Jisung's Korean album PCs, and it was a very gratifying feeling to do that. To finally, like, complete his PCs. Like, it really was like, oh my god, finally. Yep. That is all for 5-star, not 5-star, for this binder. It is getting kind of full, so I've debated moving 5-star out, but I don't have, like, it would not, like, evenly end on this page, because 5-star starts here. And so, unless I was to, like, try and go back and back collect, like, their, like, Polaroid set from accident, I would probably just keep 5-star in here. But because I'm not adding anything to it, so I'm okay with it being a little, like, full, because it truly is, like, this collection. Like, this binder's nothing's being added to it. But that is all for this binder. My next binder is my thinnest minsung binder. That's because it is only housing album PCs from Rockstar to present day. So hopefully this will be the only other, like, minsung. Not hopefully, like, we won't have Stray Kids, like, release music for forever, but, like, hopefully this is, like, the last ever, like, like PC. And if I was to, like, hardcore start collecting, like, from Social Path Japanese PCs on for them, I probably would add those, like, in here, because that would line up as well. Like, we would start, like, with Social Path, but I'm not even tempted myself with that, really. But yeah, this is Rockstar to present day. They're Rockstar PCs, and I do try to match them up, like, by fits with fits, and I think for Rockstar is really easy because they do a lot of them. This is a pop set. This was Soundwave Lucky Draw Week 2. And initially I wanted to get duplicates of the double-side PCs, but I realized just how hard that was. And I was like, you know what? We'll just use the Soundwave Lucky Draw as I got from my Group Master because of the fact that they fit the theme. So I did that. Yeah, I try to match them up, like, by, like, okay, I'm not technically complete. I do need 2 of his Nemo PCs. So I do need this Jisung Nemo PC, which every day I get more and more or less tempted to get, and just more kind of, like, just move this into, like, the mina collection, because I'm so over this stupid PC and just not being ever available and being impossible to find. Because, like, for, like, the 8 Nemo PCs, you had people that bought them and people that didn't, and I just, like, could never get a trade for this Jisung. But I do have indies available if anyone would like to trade. And then we go to Hop. And I have this PC sitting in Poke Market. I did already, like, buy this PC. It's just I just haven't shipped it out yet. And then Karma, I have all of these PCs on the way. I was very happy to pull Bluesung. I knew Bluesung was going to be, like, potentially, like, a hard one to trade for, potentially, depending on who you got. So when I did pull his hat PC, I was very happy, and so we have to hope that I also pull his PC and my Skizzer versions. But yep, that is all for this binder. Of course, it's very small right now. Well, hopefully, it will get bigger. Not by my next one, but maybe, like, if I do one next summer, we'll have at least, like, 2, maybe 3 more eras in this, depending on how much Stray Kids does with, like, comebacks. But yeah. No, but yeah, a big, honestly, dream or goal would be that if, like, next year, if I truly was, like, I want to sit down and do minsung Japanese PCs, I would start with Social Path and do Social Path. That's their first, like, regular PC size one. And then do Social Path, Giant, and Hollow. But that is all for this binder. Moving on to the last of the Stray Kids A5 regular size binders is my minsung merch pop binder. So these are not album pop, these are merch pops, and some lucky draws will, like, end up in here, and, like, other, like, it'll be, like, a variety of stuff, but for now it's just, like, merch pops. So yeah. So this is my last of these binders. So first off, we start with the Polaroids, which I have collected almost all of their, like, merch Polaroids, and I really wish JYP had kept up with the merch Polaroids, because they did it for their first fan meet through Maniac. So it was first fan meet, Tacit. First fan meet, second fan meet, Skizu the Victory, and Maniac. And then Maniac had like the regular merch and then like the Skizu Pop merch. So if like you bought like the Skizus, it was different than the regular. Similar with all these ones. So I don't have their ones in the Skizu fits because I'm actually not a big fan of them in their actual Skizu fits. But yeah. So I don't have all of these, but I picked like 2. I picked like 4 and 4. I think there was like 6. I picked 4 and 4 that I liked of minsung. And they match up for the most part. So yeah. There we go. That's their first one. And then we have Chocolate Factory. Which Chocolate Factory, I did collect all of their photo cards for Chocolate Factory. And then Skizu the Victory, I did all but 1. Which we love Skizu the Victory. That was one of my favorite like merch like as they did, and I wish I'd bought in more like Skizu the Victory merch. And then we have my Maniac stuff. Maniac Part 2. And then I've bought in a few of these and they're just sitting in my, I just haven't shipped out from Poké Market. Similar with the Magic Skizu Cafe Polaroids, and then I just add more, like any Polaroids I get that are of them, I just put in here, because I like Polaroids. And then I bought both of these, but I bought one of these for a lot cheaper than the other one, but I really wanted this PC when it came out, and I was really frustrated when I did not pull it. I pulled Changbins? But I think I was able to trade. I think I traded Changbins for Minos. And then I eventually got a hold of this one. And I bought it. Those 2 my light sticks just fell. Come right next to my binder collection with my light sticks. And then I was gifted these by a friend. And then we moved into like actually just like they're like when they switched over from Polaroids to photocard selfies. So we have Skiz and Jeju, which I would like to still buy these other ones. I just haven't yet. And then for Pilot, a similar thing where I only like, I pulled, did I pull these? I forget if I pulled these or if I bought them. But I only have one of them. And then Magic Shop was like the like see like I don't have any like their 5th like their like All Stars tour they did last year, which I would put that right here if I did, was to collect more than just like the 2 that I have. And then we have and then I would like to get a hold of the acrylic stamps. I did buy this PC. It's slightly damaged, but I bought it. I bought it actually off of someone I met in person, so I was very excited to get my hands on this one. And then this one I have sitting on Poké Market, and it's currently only like $10, so I'm probably gonna buy that one as well. And then I will have, because these PCs were ridiculously expensive, but I really am happy to have this PC. It's stupid, but I love it. And then Minos I have sitting there. And then there's still more Magic School PCs that I want to get my hands on. I may not, but I really want to. And then I have this one on the, I bought this in Poké Market, just sitting there. And then I have these on the way, I have this on the way, I have this on the way, and I have that one on the way. I just want the hair clip one for their Dominate. Something else. Oh, and then after Dominate, of course, we have Skiz Clock, which I've not like set up any like fillers for because their PCs are stupidly expensive. But I have at least the Mina version of this PC, and then I have Stay's like 3 and 4 as well. Stay's like 2 and 3, not the non-unit one coming as well. So I probably at least will try to get like one more like Stay's thing. This binder may also eventually get separated, which is why I am tempted to either move the Polaroids or move, probably what will happen is I probably will eventually move this into like an A5 wide binder. I just haven't done it yet because I probably would end up potentially wanting to buy like a third set of like Skids and Jeju and like a third set of Pilot, and then like we'll see how I feel. But yeah, so that is this binder. I'm very happy with it. Alrighty, this is the final binder. This has been a long video. I know this is going to be probably like maybe 90 minutes. This is probably at least an hour long video. I have no idea how long. Maybe it's not gonna be an hour, but like it will be a long video. But we're finally the last binder, which is my minsung Kpop binder slash just some random extra like minsung PCs I have. So yeah, so this is my minsung Kpop binder. So yeah, so some of these PCs obviously are not filled. Some of these PCs it's more like on like currently they're not that expensive on Poké Market, so like hopefully buy them. That's why they're in here and not in my other binder. I did recently go through and like add in these to like really like make it look complete. So I'm really hoping to like grow this more in the coming months. Actually like be able to build and like create this so it looks more filled. Because it looks very empty right here. Yeah. Yeah, Maxident, like, it's, there's a big jump from, like, Noisy to Maxident, and then 8 and onward, because, for Noisy through Maxident, I didn't join for group orders, and so I've had to buy all these Pop, like, secondhand. I think the only group order I actually joined for was for this one. Yeah. Or, like, I pulled them, or, like, the like, Barnes & Noble ones, obviously, but, like, I think it was, like, the only group order I joined for was this one. So yeah, everything else has been like buying like secondhand. But with 8 was the first era that I actually joined. I joined for 8. I only joined for Korean albums. I didn't join for Japanese or Chinese, so you'll see that those are lacking. But Korean is complete. I joined for all the Korean stores. Well, that's a lie. I did not join for MMT because I'm an idiot. But everyone else, or Everline. But everyone else I joined for. And then we go into Rockstar, which Rockstar, similar thing. I only joined for the Korean stores. And then this time I think I did all the Korean stores. Yeah, and then this is Kpop Station. I bought these ones. They had these like for really cheap at a Korean like K-pop pop-up store at one of my like local like Asian markets. So I bought these two for fairly cheap. And then I just need Star River. That's like the last of like the Rockstar PCs I'm collecting. And then we move into 8 era, which 8 from here on out, I joined for everything. And I like really skip out on stuff. I sometimes skip out on Japanese PCs because they can be kind of boring. And then sometimes I skip out on like video call. But like anything in this binder is actually like filled. So the anything that's missing are just things that have not made it to my Microboarding Master yet because they're probably a Chinese store and it takes 20 billion years to get somewhere. More 8. I try to match them by vibes and themes. If they're not like all like obviously like it's easier when like these are all the same theme and these will all be the same theme, but like when they're not, it's like finding ones that match or like have like a similar like vibe to them. Like this is the this is like the concept. This is like the 8 like teaser trailer. These are the 8. Yeah, 8 teaser trailer. These were from one of the like concept PC sets. And then these were from the mashup. I'm pretty sure this is mashup. And then these are just random ones. That's like the one kind of annoying thing is that for Karma era, a lot of the pops are actually like selfies that they took in the soundcheck fits from like most of their stops in the North America and Europe tour. So they're not like actually like related to like the actual like album. So it does kind of bother me because I'm like, these PCs are just like random selfie PCs. They're cute, but I'm like, you don't have to go with the era. So that kind of does bother me. So we'll see if I like them in this way or if I like move all the ones that like don't fit like the concept somewhere else. But yeah, and now we move into hot era with my youth and hold my hand PCs. Oh, I love spending all my money on boy paper. It's so cute. See, again, same thing. And then like most of like the other like hot PCs I'm missing are all like similar like random outfits and fits. And I was like, these are cute, but I wanted to like go with the album. And I went like, sorry, this is like one of my biggest pet peeves. It's like, I want the things to match with the album because I have enough PCs that like don't match with it. That would be like minsung pops that fit the album and then minsung just random pops. But yeah. They're cute. I'm just like, you're just random. And then this is my final collection, which are like collab. They're not all collab PCs, but most of them are. Because, yep, there's my one small little bit of Dome 5-star Dome Tour. Which these were merch. These are all things I got in merch, and then I bought these two PCs for fairly cheap, and they were like attendance pobs that I got. I forget like what day they are, but they're certain days. But yeah. And then I have the duplicates of the Stay with Stay 2024 season's greeting. And then now we get into Nacifica, which I started from like round 10 for Nacific. Just collecting their stuff. And then I joined for both rounds of their Ultra Milk collab. And then my minsung decon PCs. Which again, I tried to like match them up like by 5s and themes. There we go. Then yep. And that is my minsung collection. And with that, we've reached the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching if you stayed till the end. On the whole, I'm very proud of like where my collection is right now. I have a lot of goals I'd like to reach within the coming years. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed and stay tuned potentially for more videos, potentially not, depending on how I'm feeling. Yep, thank you and goodbye.